Welcome. This is the Elvis Show. Today's episode is going to be Q&A session. So I will be responding to some of the questions that I've received from some of you. And if during this session you have any particular questions, uh, whether it is in English, French, Spanish, or Medimba, you can post it on the comment section and I'll respond to that. Today is just a Q&A session and I'm going to be responding to some of the questions that some of you have sent me. And let's start with the very first question. One person says, how is it possible to pursue a passion or a dream when we have bills to pay or kids to take care of or responsibilities of life? And the question again is, how is it possible to pursue a passion or a dream when we have bills to pay and kids to take care of and responsibilities of lives? So now, before I actually get to the gist of that response, I want to take you back in Africa. In the past few years, I've traveled the continent of Africa. I was setting up workshops and seminars with the youth. I was teaching them life skills, personal development, and leadership. And one particular question that many kids actually brought forward was the same question that this viewer actually asked. How is it possible to pursue a dream when in fact there are bills to pay, there are kids to take care of, and there are responsibility of life? So this is some of the responses that I gave to the youth in Africa. Now, before I get to the response, I just want to let you know that in Africa, there are no free public schools, so much so that the parents pay the tuition for their children from kindergarten until college. And when they do pay the tuition, that means that they dictate the major that the kids have to study in college. So much so that the kids cannot really do something that they are passionate about. They have to follow what the parents dictate. So this is what I talk to the kids. It is your job to convince your parents about what you believe in your heart, that you think that you are passionate to do. And I'm quite sure that some of the parents would actually understand. Even if the parent don't understand, this is the path to take. So if the parent doesn't understand, it's okay. This is when life management comes in. The funny thing is, we all have 24 hours in the day. The beggar on the street has 24 hours, and then the billionaire has 24 hours. It is what we do within those 24 hours that actually make us a beggar or a billionaire. So it is important what we do within those 24 hours. And let's do a little bit of arithmetic here. So let's say that we have 8 hours of sleep. We are left with 16 more hours in the day. And out of the 16 hours, if we are going to work or if we are going to school, we have 8 more hours of work or school. And after that, we have 8 hours left. Now, I'm not asking you to take all 8 hours to do something of your passion or your dream. All I'm asking is simply this. You take 1 hour each day to do on something that you are very passionate about. You can still do your job. You can still work to pay the bills. You can still go to school, but you take 1 hour every single day to work on something that you are very passionate about, something that you truly believe it is your dream in life. It is only in doing that in the year time, what you would have put in your dream would be very significant. And it is at that moment that you can become a person of authority in your dream. So this is the thing. It's possible to work on the dream even when we have our job. It doesn't matter the job that we do have. So for the kids in Africa, this is what I told them. I said, you can follow your parents' advice and take a particular major that they dictate. You can go to school and graduate and find a job in that particular field, and it's okay. While you going to the job, you would come back at home and you take 1 hour every single day to work on the object of your passion. And I take an example, for instance, if you want to be a mechanic, and you have a job, something else that you are doing for the bills, And it's okay. When you come back at home, you would have 8 hours. You take just 1 hour to open an engine, to actually work on an engine, open an engine and close it. I'm quite sure that in a year time, in 2 years time, you will be very good with engine. If you take just 1 hour every single day, there's a concept about the 10,000 hours popularized by Malcolm Gladwell in the book, The Outliers, The Stories of Success. So the 10 hours principle says, if we work on a particular thing for 10,000 hours, we become automatically an expert at that thing. It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't really matter what we do. If we consistently work on that one thing for 10,000 hours, we become experts. Yes, many people worry today that they have bills to pay. That's why they don't have time to work on their passion or their dream. It's important to utilize your time effectively and efficiently, because that's when you can make a difference. As I said earlier, we all have the same number of hours in the day. We have 24 hours. Again, the beggar on the street has 24 hours, and the billionaire has 24 hours. It is what we do within those 24 hours that can make us a beggar or a billionaire. So it's important that we don't major in minor things. So spending time doing activities that are not fulfilling our desires. That's why it's important, as this person asked the question, is it possible to really achieve our dream or work on our passion when we have bills to pay, kids to take care of, and responsibilities of life? The response is yes, it's possible. Because if we try to manage our life, I'm not talking about time management. I'm talking about the management of life, because the time is constant and it's flowing. So if we manage the activities within our hours, that's what we really change, would make the difference between us being a beggar or us being a billionaire. So now the second question is this. The second question, somebody asks, is there a secret of success? Is there a secret of success, or is there a formula for success? If so, what it is? What is it? Is there a secret of success? Now, this is my response. And it's important that we understand this quite clearly, because the secret of success is just that there is no secret to success. And that's the secret of success. And if I may allow to bring the general definition of success, it's just a progressive realization of the worthy ideal. And let me repeat that. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Every single one of us has a definition of success. What success means to a child in school is different from the success from a mother at home, and it's also different from a success from a manager in businesses. So each one of us, it behooves each one of us to define what is success for us. I know society teaches us that success is about possession. It's about financial stability, financial acquirement. But every single one of us has their own definition of success. And success for a child in school is just getting the grade. Success for a mom at home is making a well-mannered children. Success for the manager, it's actually making the bottom line for the business. So it is up to each and every one of us to define what is success for us. And if we can't, it's the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That means if we are going somewhere, that we are going to a particular destination, that's success for us. If we are going to a place, that's success for us. So we cannot equate success with what society teaches us. It is up to us to define what is success. If you have a goal, if you want to lose weight, and then you're walking toward losing that a number of pounds that you have set for yourself, that's success. Success is not what our neighbor has achieved. Success is not what is expected of us by society. Success is not what is expected of us by anybody. It's only us that define what is success for us. That's why this question, is there a secret of success? I would say the secret of success is that there is no secret to success, or there is no formula to success. It is what we do. It's incumbent to each and every one of us to work on something, or a goal, or the destination. As long as we are going, that's being successful. As long as we are on the road to where we want to go, that's being successful. Success shouldn't be looked at something that's over there, something that is expected of us from the outside. Success is not defined by what our parents expected of us, or our spouses, or our children, or the society around us. Success, it's only the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. We are going somewhere and we are on the road. That's success for us. It is the response that I would give to the person who sent me the question: is there a secret or a formula to success, or what it is? So the secret of success is simply that there is no secret at all. Now, another question, and again, if you just join me, this is the Q&A session. I'm actually responding, answering to some of the questions that I received from some of you. And I would like, if you have a question of your own, to send it on the comment section, and I'll respond to that, because this particular session is just Q&A and nothing at that. Now, another question that I'll receive is simply, what skill is necessary today in this 21st century to get ahead in life? Let me repeat that. Somebody's asking, what skills are necessary in today's world to get ahead in life? So my advice is simply this. It's important that we understand where we are in the world today. The world is actually changing, and it is up to us to change with the world. The world is shifting. We need to pivot ourselves. Now there's so much talk about the AI, which is the artificial intelligence. The machines would actually take over humans' work. The machine would take over and do the things that humans usually do. So what are the skills that are necessary in this 21st century to get ahead in life and not to be left behind? I would recommend things like humanity. I would recommend things like art, creativity, human skills like people skills and communication. And I believe that because these skills cannot be done by the robot, by a machine. The machine cannot be creative. Human would have to be creative and input the data into the machine to come up with the result that they do want. So the machine would not replace human in creativity. So if there is any skill, or if there are any skills that anybody can learn in this 21st century, I would rather say things like creativity, leadership, things like humanity, science, art. These are the skills that the machine would not be able to do. So the machine would not replace the human being with this job. So learn how to become creative. This can be learned, of course. I mean, we are not born creative. No, it's how we have cultivated that muscle of creativity that makes us creative. Everybody has a genius within themselves. It is up to us how we utilize that genius inside of ourselves. Everybody has the capacity to create. Everybody has the creativity inside of us. So which means it is up to us to cultivate that muscle. Just like when we go to the gym to build the muscle, we cannot just work it one time and expect to bulge. We have to constantly work on that particular muscle to build it. It is the same with creativity. Creativity is something that we work on consistently and persistently in order to build it to become a creative individual. So if there are any skills, and again, these are really good questions that I believe some of you sent me. If there are any skills to learn in today's day, these are the skills that I just listed that I believe would not be replaced by the machine. Creativity, imagination. So the machine cannot imagine it. The machine, I mean, if you look around you, anything that is of the human agencies, the creation of human agency, it exists as a result of the creativity in the mind of somebody. Somebody has had an idea, an imagination, had closed their eyes and see something in its full completion in order to bring it into a material world. So these things cannot be replaced by the machine. That's why it's important to think of the skills that can be learned in this 21st centuries as imagination. Learn to imagine things. Learn to close your eyes and see things and be creative about these things. That's why art, humanity, learn how to relate to one another. Human skills like personal relationship skills, or maybe people skills, or maybe communications. These are the skills that can never be replaced by the machine in the long term. So if there are any skills, I will come back to this particular question. If there are any skills that we can learn in this 21st century, it would be creativity, it would be leadership, it would be learn how to imagine, it would be learn how to communicate with each other, because we would always relate to each other as humanity, as human being. So robot or machines, the AI, the artificial intelligence that we've learned so much about, that is taking so much of the topic nowadays, would never replace human being in imagining and creating and all of these things. So these are the three important questions that I received from some of you. And I want to go back, because I was saying that if you have a question of your own, you can put it on the comment. And also, if you find this video quite enlightening, you can share it with somebody who can use it to really change something in their lives. I want to go back to some of these questions for some of the people who just joined. The first question was, how is it possible to live one's dream or a passion when we have bills to pay, kids to take care of, and responsibility of life? And I say this, it's possible because it's how we manage our time. We have 24 hours in the day. It is up to us to use those 24 hours effectively. And I did a bit of arithmetic here, saying that if we have 8 hours of sleep, we are left with 16 more hours. Then if we use 8 hours for the job that we do to pay the bills, we are left again with 8 more hours that we have possibly free. And the ideal is to take 1 hour every single day to work on something that we believe to be something of our passion, something of our dream. If we take just 1 hour, we will be shocked in the year time, or 2 years, or even 3 years, the things that we will accomplish using consistently, persistently, the 1 hour every single day. If you want to become a public speaker, of course, practicing every single day for just 1 hour would, in 1 year, would put you at the advantageous position in the public speaking domain. If you want to become a mechanic, the same rule applies. If you want to become anything, a piano, a player, or any type of skills that you want to learn, taking just 1 hour every single day. And of course, you have your work to do. You still go to work and come back. You have anything else that you do, you still go to attend to them and come back. But if you take just 1 hour, not 2, because in the end, we have about 8 hours free during the day. After 8 hours of sleep on 8 hours of work or school, we are left with 8 more hours. So that's what makes the difference between the beggar and the billionaire. It is the things that we do within those 24 hours, because it's important that we do not major in minor things, in minor activities. And then to sum up the second question as to if there is a secret, if there is a formula to success, and what it is. And I just responded that the secret to life, or the secret to success, is that there is no secret to success. There is no formula to success. Success is what you define your success. It's what you give to your success. It's not what society expected of us. It's not what our environment expected of us. Success is what we define for ourselves. It's a progressive realization of a worthy ideal, a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That means that we have the destination and we are going somewhere that will be successful for us. That will be successful. And lastly, but not least, the last question was, what are the skills that are necessary to study today? To study today, I can't emphasize this enough. The AR is quite important now. It's a hot topic in our world today. The AR, the artificial intelligence, which means at one point in the future, the machines will take over will take over humans' job. So the skills that are necessary to learn are the skills that the machine cannot learn. Things like creativity, things like imagination, things like leadership, things like people skills, things like communication. These are the things that the machine would not be able to think in humans' place. It's important to understand these things. And ladies and gentlemen, it was then some of the question in these Q&A sessions that I received from some of you. And I wanted to take this moment to respond to these questions. And I believe that if you do have a question as well, as we are headed toward the end of this show, if you have a question, you can always send it to me either directly or even on comments. And I will take the time to either respond to you directly or maybe in the future organize an episode like this one just to respond to particular questions. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to respond to some of these questions. And I hope that I will see you on another episode of the Elvis Show. Thank you so much and see you next time. Thank you.